They never fucking give up. Ever. It's like, I wasn't even gonna make a video, but I don't know, I felt inclined to. It's like, something's like, make a fucking video. I'm like, God damn! Okay, I guess tonight's video will be initiations or something like that. This is the third video in my African history and philosophy series, so let's have at it! Fucking ridiculous. Anyways, I'm gonna start with a Manly P. Hall quote. As we look about us in modern society, we find among the contemporary learned no mind even comparable to that of Plato. We ask ourselves why ancient Greece was able to produce over 500 immortal philosophers and mathematicians, and the greater privileges of our day result in only an occasional outstanding figure. Some advance the opinion that all men today possess so much knowledge that greatness is not the contrast that it used to be. It seems to me, however, that such an explanation is insufficient. The truth is that the type of civilization under we live is not conducive of true greatness. The materialist cannot be great. The Babbitt cannot be great. Small attitudes cannot produce broad minds. And the adoration of wealth and power is so evidently false that nothing very fine can be expected to rise therefrom. That's the initiation of Plato from the lost keys of Freemasonry. Alright, what else? So on to our African religions and philosophies. Jeez, man. My goodness. Alright, that's good. What's up? Okay, this is initiations concerning the Gikuyu tribe in Africa. At a later age, another rite is performed. It is known as the second birth. Literally, to be born twice, or to be born again, or to be born of a goat. That's weird, right? For, you know, the Western thinking mind like myself, or whatever I am. Anyways, this takes place before the child is initiated, and unless the child has gone through the second birth, he cannot participate fully in the life of the community. He is forbidden to assist in the burial of his own father, to be initiated, to get married, or inherit property, and to take part in any ritual. This rite is therefore absolutely essential to Gikuyu life. Between the age of 6 and 10, the child reenacts its birth. If the mother is dead, then another woman is substituted and will henceforth be regarded as the child's mother. Notice they didn't say divorced, you know? Is the father divorced from the mother? That shit doesn't happen over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, they regard marriage in a more adult fashion. They're actually, you know, into it. Not like Western people. Anywho, during the rite, the child is placed between the legs of the mother and is bound to her by a goat intestine. This intestine is cut through, and the child imitates the cry of a baby. The mother is shaved, her house is swept, and she visits the fields to collect food. The rite symbolizes physical birth, but it takes place at an age when the child can remember the occasion, which is important in, you know, growth, becoming an adult. Yeah. So, anywho. Thus, the child enters into the conscious experience of its birth, the beginning of its Sasa period, but the rite also ends the child's babyhood and brings it to the gate of full participation in the life of the community. Now the child is ready to enter the stage of initiation, ready to be incorporated into the activities and responsibilities of the corporate manhood. It now passes from the period of ignorance to one of knowledge, from the state of being a passive member of the community to the new stage of being an active and responsible member of the corporate society. Man has done his part to create, to cultivate, and to make grow the child that God has given in a complete physical state to the community. Alright, that's from the Gaikuyu tribe. Interesting. Now, today, in our society, what kind of initiations or rites do we go through? Specifically the black community. Well, as far as I know, it's sports, becoming a rapper, or selling drugs. Now, the same thing can be said of everybody else as well. For some reason, we lost our initiations and our rites of passage. I played sports. I played baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever. It was fun, and it, kept me in shape, and it was a good way to learn how to lose. Like, I think life is about, if you want to have a full life, you have to learn how to lose well. And it has been said that life is just, a learning how to die well. You've had a good life. So anyways, where was I? So there's something called, what is it called? Oh my gosh, I better remember this. Social capital. Now, in today's society, our social capital is absolutely shit. It's like nil. It's non-existent. I mean, okay, I hate to say it's non-existent, but we don't have much social capital today. And why is that? Why do people not join groups anymore? You may think the contrary, but actually there's a lot of fucking lonely people out there. People that don't do anything, people that bowl alone. There's a book that I should delve into with you guys. I kind of just remembered about. It's called Bowling Alone, and it has statistical analysis of social capital in our society today. And even like when you do research on the Freemason numbers, there's not as many Freemasons as there used to be. And a Freemason guy that I talked to once, a 32nd degree at the time, explained that some of the men in the craft were overzealous in their secrecy and didn't reach out to people, to bring them into the fold, if you will. So, cogitate on that. And, okay, so I got into this, got into that. Let's do another Manly P. Hall. Lectures on ancient philosophy. Everything's probably backwards because I'm weird like that. I feel like that'll help push this shit out. I feel like if it's backwards, the algorithm won't notice it, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe they're just tolerating me for a while to see where I'm going to go with all this. Who the fuck knows? Hi, Susan. Hi, Susan! Okay. This is the chapter, The Cycle of Necessity. Manly P. Hall lectures on ancient philosophy. In his essay on the Cave of the Nymphs, Porphyry discusses at some length the occult significance of Homer's Cavern. Homer's Cavern. Alright, where were we? Homer's Cavern. The gist of Porphyry's conclusions, which he derives from various ancient authors, Egyptian, Greek, and Persian, is as follows. The ancients consecrated caves as symbols of the world in that, like the world, they were produced from the internal and not the external cause. The Persian mystics signified the descent of the soul into the sublunary regions and its regression therefrom by initiating their mystics in caverns. As temples, groves, and altars were established in honor of the gods, so grottos were also dedicated to the nymphs, the naiads, whatever that is, because of the water which trickled down the walls. In the 7th book of his Republic, Plato writes, "Behold men, as if dwelling in a subterranean cavern, and in a den-like habitation, whose entrance is widely expanded to the admission of light through the whole cave." The ancient theologists, the ancient theologists considered caverns as appropriate symbols of mundane powers and of the sensible world, because these rocky openings are dark, stony, and humid. Therefore, the dampness existing in caves was analogous to the humidity of the world, which the Greeks conceived to be indispensable to the generation of souls. That's interesting. The soul may be platonically defined as the first of bodies, and is individualized source of bodily life. Heraclitus says, "The moisture appears delightful and not deadly to souls. The etheric humidity which incarnating souls find indispensable to their body-building processes caused the philosophers to declare that these souls must be profoundly steeped or drenched in moisture as they enter into the sphere of generation. But pure souls do not desire to generate and hence absent themselves from the sphere of humidity, which causes Heraclitus to remark, a dry soul is the wisest. A dry soul is the wisest." It's a good part of the song. Let's have a little drink. Why don't we? Yeah, we can be rappers. Everyone's gonna be a fucking rapper. Actually, my rap name, you wanna know what it is? It's Raptor. A gnashing of teeth proceeds. A gnashing of teeth precedes a concrescence of commonsensical creatures caught up in a metamorphosis. Spreading their wings, flying a human cocooning. Get your dick out of the dirt, you gotta go, no spooning now, bitch. Alright, the last book that I'm going to read from tonight is Plato. Excuse me, Homer Simpson. Alright, the 5 dialogues, specifically Meno. Just a little excerpt. God damn. Sorry, God. He understands. Okay. This is Socrates speaking. The speakers were among the priests and priestesses whose care it is to be able to give an account of their practices. Pindar, too, says it, and many others of the divine among our poets. What they say is this: see whether you think they speak the truth. They say that the human soul is immortal, and at times it comes to an end, which they call dying, and times it is reborn, but it is never destroyed. And one must therefore live one's life as piously as possible. It's a tough one. Persephone will return to the sun above in the 9th year, 9. The souls of those from whom she will exact punishment for old miseries, and from these come noble kings, mighty in strength and great in wisdom. And for the rest of time men will call them sacred heroes. As the soul is immortal, it has been born often, and has seen all things. Here and in the underworld, there is nothing which it has not learned. So it is in no way surprising that it can recollect the things it knew before, both about virtue and other things. As the whole of nature is akin, and the soul has learned everything. Nothing prevents a man, after recalling one thing only, a process men call learning, discovering everything else for himself, if he is brave and does not tire of the search. For searching and learning are, as a whole, recollection. Recollection. We must therefore not believe that debater's argument, for it would make us idle, and faint-hearted men like to hear it. Whereas my argument makes them energetic and keen on the search. Keen on the search! Keen. Keyword keen. Fucking ridiculous. I apologize. I digress. Keen. Where's keen? Damn it. I trust that this is true, and I want to inquire along with you into the nature of virtue. Sorry, I didn't mean to rhyme there. I mean, he did. It's not my fault. Alright, what else? Was that everything? So, yeah, I don't know if that made any fucking sense, but we're gonna go with it. And I'm gonna bid you adieu. Later, fuckers.